Just so I know, what's your favorite part of the trial? Even I know you said you might not like going to trial, but what's your favorite part, if you could say?
Ooh, that's hard because I love jury selection because I have my little sneaky tactics that I like. Like it's just in a way it's like you have to connect with the jury somehow. That's how you win the case.
So preliminaries come before jury selection,
Yeah.
right? But since you're brow, let's start a jury selection. That is your favorite part, so let's start there.
I love jury selection because that's the time that you can actually connect. And that is the only time during the trial. Yeah, exactly. Like F says, like, is the time that you can actually look at them. Like, actually look at them, ask them a question, and then reply to you.
Okay.
You can actually build a rapport with the jury. This is like boom, boom. Like you giving, you're getting, and that's I think that's my favorite part. It's the scariest part, actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think so. When it comes so before we jump really into it, explain jury selection as to someone who's never even heard of the concept.
It changes from state to state.
Okay.
Some states actually have a questionnaire where the judge is the one that asks questions of the jury, and as an attorney, you can't really ask him any questions.
Okay.
So this is in New York. In New York, they have a little list. Some judges actually give the jurors a list, and they fill them out, and then you get them to the attorney. Now they here in New York, they just ask questions. So it's like, where are you born? Where do you live? And obviously, we all know, people say Astoria. As a defense attorney, you're like, okay, I gotta put, people say Howard Beach. As a defense attorney, it's like, and nothing bad about Howard Beach. It's just, for the defense side, it's just not fucking good. It's okay. It is what it is.
Depends on the case.
Depends on the case. Everything depends on the case. Mostly, don't fucking pick them. It's like
you live here too, but it's based on stereotypes. We're looking at you.
I was gonna get there.
As jurors, and we're just looking at you and trying to come up with assumptions. As to what you might be thinking, like whether you're conservative.
You don't think
whether
that.
Mine is based on whatever answers you give me. But continue.
Oh yeah. Really? Oh, you're such a nice person.
Yo. He didn't say that. This is civil cases. All right. No, but I get.
Nah, but like you're because now during jury, we're judging you, and we're using the questions to kind of see how you think and everything. But if I'm not gonna pick someone who, like you said, lives in Howard Beach, probably has 4 people in law enforcement. So now I'm already judging you you're ultra conservative.
I think we need to flesh that out.
So
I think we all know what that's hitting
why?
for.
Why? Why? Because let me tell you why.
Yeah. What is where you live?
Because
what does that apply?
Because if you and this doesn't apply to Queens, but like you're from Staten Island. Staten Island is like, pro-Trump. Let's not fuck around. Mm-hmm. That's the only borough here in New York City that's like pro-Trump. Mm-hmm. And you don't want a person who's going to judge you based on the color of your skin, based on whether or not you have an accent, based on all of that. And they are taught, as a police officer, you come home, and what is the first thing that you do to your significant other? Well, actually, as a police officer, anyone. What is the first thing you do? Hey, honey, how was your day?
Yeah, how was your day?
How was your day?
Yeah, so you hear about all the crazy
all
stories.
the time.
And how hard their job is.
Exactly. So you already, we all have biases. Let's not mess around with that. We all have biases.
Exactly.
And that's why we do the deselection process.
Right.
Because, if you're married to a police officer, you hear your partner talking as if everything that he says is true.
Right, exactly.
And they have a different idea of what they did in the day. Yeah, I arrested these 2 kids. They were in the train. They were, dancing and shit. Yeah. He doesn't say that, the kids, wearing. But us, that's normal. To them, it's not.
But the key is though, like you have to know your case, right? And like this is why we say we were joking, but like we really mean it. Like you're cool. Like we like you jurors, but you're just not good for this case, right? Because if the whole crux of my case depends on me discrediting the police, you're not a good juror for me. Mm-hmm. So I have to get rid of you. If you have family members,
a favorable bias,
exactly.
And if you have don't get me wrong. I have people in my jury who have police officers, family members. I've had that, and they're great.
Exactly.
So honestly, it is a hunch.
Right.
It's a hunch. It's a hunch.
And I'll say that too because I'll say that too because I have plenty of family members in law enforcement. So and for me to say that, obviously I'm going against what I think. Yeah. What we do during voir dire, but I have family members in law enforcement. But I know that I'm not
correction officers.
Biased,
Correction officers are super hood.
So you would want him in your jury?
I would want a correction officer. I know a lot of correctional officers. Like correctional officers, like I'm not gonna say. I'm trying to say this in the most. A lot of correctional officers I know personally come from the same communities
that you come from.
Like I feel like the representation, like correctional officers, represent the community they correct. Like they monitor in corrections at a higher rate than police officers, in my opinion.
Well, community policing is
not
wrong,
even
but that's another
that. But
episode.
I mean, listen, if you notice, the corrections officers, most of them are black. You know, they're like most of them, like if not all of them, are black.
It depends where you go again.
You see a white correctional officer?
Yes.
Wow. I mean,
I've seen two
Suffolk
in
County.
Queens.
Suffolk
In
County.
Queens, there's white.
I said it depends where you go. Yeah.
Here in New York City, they're black.
They're more
Like,
representative. They're more representative of the communities that we serve.
Right.
I just want to make a point, but just so jurors know, like, I guess we've all been saying the same thing. It's like, don't be offended. Like, if you're biased,
I mean, you can be offended unless you're in my jury.
Okay, no, be offended actually. But if you're biased to something, then why would you sit through a trial when you hate somebody and don't sit through a trial when you
hate's too strong a word. I mean, we need you to be ultra neutral and just favoring and not favoring someone.
Sit through a trial that you can actually do. That's what he means. Don't sit through a trial that you're biased because that might reflect bad on your decision making.
But I'm just saying that hate is the strongest version of bias.
I hate when people say hate is a strong word. By whose definition? By your definition? I understand hate.
What's above hate?
There's more.
Really hate?
No, there's hate.
There's levels of hate.
Oh, yes.
Definitely levels
Yo,
of
like,
hate.
I know what Jabril's saying, though. I know what Jabril's saying. Like, you might not be good for this case. You know, it's like the person who has been robbed before. They might not be a good juror for this case, but they might be juror for a DWI.
I want to go into peremptories and for causes, and I'm going to use a story to get this there because like I said, I sat on a murder trial. They definitely ran out of their
peremptories, but you need that.
Right, they definitely ran out of them, and I want you to explain that. And the reason why I know they ran out because my questioning was bananas. Because they're literally like, have you been a victim of crime? Yes. How many crimes? Oh, I got jumped like 5 times. It's like, okay, so you're the victim of crime, so like you have a sense of like loyalty to like who should have stopped those crimes, police, right? And it was like, but do you have anyone in your family who's been convicted of a crime? Oh yeah, I have someone in my family convicted. So like I was like, I had a lot to go both directions. And they kept saying, like, well, can you be neutral? And I was like, yeah, because the family member who committed the crime, he committed the crime. He did the bid that he deserved to get. Like, I would have hoped he didn't get it, right? But at the end of the day, it's not like he's fucking innocent. And the people who committed the crimes against me, they deserve to get arrested. But they didn't, right?
Like for every action, there's a reaction.
Yeah,
there's a consequence.
Like, I like cops. I live in the Bronx. Keep copping the Bronx. I like it. Don't worry about it.
That's the Bronx without cops?
That's the Bronx without cops, yes. So I somehow made it to that fucking jury. I was an alternate, so I think...
You didn't make it to the deliberation room, but
I
you
did,
were there
yeah.
throughout the whole
But
trial.
so to get more...
That's what an
To
outcome
get
is.
more of an like something that's like... Because I think any person who experienced jury as a juror understands what you're talking about. To get more from the legal side of it, can you go over preempts? Can you go over for causes? Can you go over misdemeanor, felony?
Okay, the breakdown.
Break it all down.
I feel like this. So it just depends on the type of case, right? So there's breakdowns. So peremptory challenges are the challenges that you can use just because. For example, to get rid of jurors, the deselection of the jurors. So just because, I call them just because challenges.
Without having to explain.
Without having to explain to the judge why you are deselecting this person, why you want him crossed out. Those are the peremptory.
And how many of those you have?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Sorry to cut you off. So basically, if I have Eugene on my jury, and I look at that T-shirt.
Wow.
You don't like Hawaii. You don't like Hawaii. You can cross them out.
Exactly. Or I don't like those sneakers. And I'm like, what are those?
You get them out of
If
there.
I do that, I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, you can get them out. X them out. Or if you look at Ev.
And you're not like the part of my hair either.
I
happen to like Hampton U, but if somebody don't like Hampton U because they had a bad feeling about their football game, they lost to Everett, boom.
And I don't
get
need
them out.
an excuse. I don't need to tell the judge.
The judge don't say anything.
Get them out.
So that's what a peremptory challenge is.
And how many you have, depending on the case?
Okay. You charge with an A felony. You don't want to be charged with an A felony. 20.
You have 20 peremptories?
You have 20 peremptory charges.
I know that.
20.
I would know it if it came up, but it just hadn't come up.
It hasn't come up for G. C and a B, you guys can help me. How many C and a B? 15. I mean, just keep subtracting 5, brother. C and a B, 15 peremptories.
And when you say C and a B, you mean felonies.
Felonies.
B, felonies.
This is only felonies.
Yeah.
D and an E, 10.
10.
Peanut gallery, 10.
We don't do math, man. We don't do math. We're bad with math.
Misdemeanors, fuck that, man. 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 3, bro. And you know, misdemeanors, jury trials, honestly, they're luck of the draw. You've tried a misdemeanor trial case, right?
Yes.
How many were in the box? No, I'm out of here. How many were in the box? How many were in the box?
There's 12. They fill it up. They fill up the box.
So, how many are selected?
But you only get 6.
Exactly.
And maybe an alternate or
6. 6 and maybe one alternate. But it's because, you know, misdemeanor trials are fast. They happen in 3-4 days. So you don't need more than one alternate. If that.
Let me ask you a question. Can there ever be 12 for a misdemeanor? 12 jurors for a misdemeanor?
I've never seen it.
What if the misdemeanor is indicted?
Yes.
I've never seen it.
Ding, 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 I gotta answer that one.
I don't know. I've never seen it.
If you indict a misdemeanor, you get Supreme Court rules. I don't know why a DA gonna do that. An ADA gonna do that.
No,
but if they do it,
I know why DA don't do that. You don't want that fucking many jurors out there.
No. But if you end up
it's more work.
That indictment process, which we're not gonna check the citation, right? The indictment process. It's somewhere. It's like the indictment process takes that criminal court case, which is misdemeanor land, and it will bring it to Supreme Court. So it's like it doesn't. Typically, the charge is what gets you more jurors or not more jurors.
It is.
But if you treat a misdemeanor like a felony, it'll get you more jurors. Haha, I knew that. Fuck you guys.
Yo, he knew it.
Now, go ahead. All right.
No,
so now you did preemptories, right? Now, before you move from preemptories and you go for causes,
that's
not all preemptories work like that because they're Batsons, right?
Exactly. Hold on. You get too ahead of yourself.
Okay.
For cause challenges are the kind of challenges that I said that I was trying to get. So the people that don't understand the law, people who don't speak English, that's one way to get out of jury duty, by the way. Like, I don't know English.
This is not legal advice.
Hey, no, nothing is legal advice here, but it is advice if you really want to do something worthwhile with your time instead of sitting in a fucking room.
Our recommendation.
No English.
Not
Well, those are for cause, actual cause. Oh, there's a cause to excuse this juror.
Okay.
And they give him something, they're like, yeah, here it is. Maybe you are better off in civil code. That's how it is. And then we get to Batson, which is huge.
Oh, yeah. So I was going to ask, Mr. Garcia, so if I want to get rid of a juror because, you know, they're black.
Well, you're fine if you do 1, 2. The third time is a charm. No, but it is the truth. It is the truth. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. It's the truth, man, because you can keep getting, get rid of the blacks. 1, 2. Third time, then if you have a good defense, then hold on a minute. If the defense attorney is bad, then, it's like, okay.
So, I mean, explain
it's on the issue
mechanics
of race.
how that would work.
The Batson challenge is when they get rid of a juror based solely on race.
But...
And now it is...
No, I know that. But I guess I feel like there's a lot being unsaid, which is that mechanically, how would that work?
Mechanically, you see, as a defense attorney, you're sitting down.
Yes.
And you see the prosecutor going, okay, juror number 2, I want him out. And as a defense attorney, you notice, okay, this person is black. You go like, okay, the third juror, I want him in. Fourth juror, I want him in. And you see, okay, there's an Asian, there's a white. Fifth, I want him in. It's a Hispanic. You get to the sixth juror, it's like, no, I want him out. Okay, that's the second black they're striking. So now you're saying, okay, there's something going on here. They're using the race of the juror to strike him out. And then when you get, okay, 7th, 8th, they're not black. 9th, they're not black. 10th, they're black. Boom. Then you go, Your Honor, they're striking jurors based on the issue of race. So what happens is you have to let him, the judge know, look, judge, number 3, number 6, and number 10, they're all black. And this DA is striking them solely because of race. Right. Then the district attorney has to say something about why they're striking each juror, and especially the last one in particular, why they're striking them with something that has nothing to do with race.
Right.
So okay, maybe he has a family member who was convicted of a crime, and then the judge decides, and then it's up to
and to be clear, this goes both ways.
It
So,
goes
for example,
both. That's what I was going to get to. That's what I was going to get to. If you start striking every white juror, it's what you call reverse challenge. So reverse Batson challenge. So the district attorney can actually use that against you as well. So it's not, you have to be very careful of why you striking the jurors and the real reasons why. So you can't do it on the basis of race. I know, just talking about what happened to me. I won a Batson challenge in one of my jury trials, and it was because the DA was striking out the African Americans from the panel. And from when they were sitting, yeah, I know. Well, I did. I raised it up to the judge, and then no, I wouldn't.
That's how you settle stuff in court.
Is that what you got? That's when you haven't been selected as a juror.
That didn't make you mad.
It made me upset. It made me very upset. But you know what? I told the judge, and the judge actually agreed with me. And he asked the DA, why are you striking these people? And she really couldn't say it. Well, in essence, I don't want to get into it, but what she said is like, this person is, she's a chef. She's a chef in this restaurant, and she has orange hair. So she is less likely to, conform with authority, which was messed up because that was her regular hair.
That's wild.
And the DA didn't know that. So it's like, you're striking out.
Regular hair was orange?
Well, it's not orange, but it was a regular natural hair color. It wasn't orange. She said orange because to her, in her perception,
as like a blonde or something.
No, she was an African American female with lighter hair, like reddish hair, like And the DA was like, her hair is orange, and I was like, this is a regular African American. Like
so she's saying that black folks don't have orange hair.
Yes. Yes, and she was saying that.
What color was her hair?
We got orange.
It wasn't orange, bro. It wasn't fucking orange.
You know any black women with orange hair?
I'm fucking confused.
Well, she didn't either.
Right now.
I don't know.
Shit.
All I know is that it wasn't orange. Like you see all these things. You see it back there? It wasn't orange. It was regular hair to the white girl. It was orange.
Okay.
Damn.
Maybe she was colorblind.
Okay. All right. Woo. I get.
Anyways, that was her excuse to dismiss her.
Yeah.
That was
that was her excuse.
Oh, okay. So now I get it.
That's what she told the
She
judge.
like a fucking idiot to the judge because you're reaching. What?
Exactly.
You fucking. Your cause was her orange hair. What the fuck does that mean for anything?
Yeah,
okay.
Well, whatever. So that's what it was. That's a Batson, right? Okay. They can use it against us also. So you have to keep that in mind. So that's jury selection.
All right.